اعوذ باللہ من الشیطان الرجیم بسم اللہ الرحمن الرحیم السلام علیکم ورحمۃ اللہ. Dear students, hope you all will be fine by the grace of Almighty Allah and taking care of yourself by sitting in. Today I am going to teach you the poem namely A Nation's Strength, written by W.R. Emerson, William Ralph Emerson. To make you learn the message conveyed by the poet in this poem, I may use different languages like Urdu and our mother tongue Kashmiri, which although is against the rules of dealing with the language subject, but a teacher being best judge of her students knows very well about the difficulties faced by the children while learning a new language. Now before starting the poem, here is a brief introduction about poetry. There are two sections in a language, prose and poetry. Poetry is the best words arranged in the best possible order. Now let's come to our topic, the poem A Nation's Strength. This poem consists of 6 stanzas having 4 lines each. This poem is in the form of rhetorical questions. That means something asked to make a statement rather than to get an answer. If I ask you what a nation's strength is, یہ جو پوائٹ ہے یہ ہمیں کہنا چاہتا ہے کہ ایک قوم کی مضبوطی کس چیز میں ہے. اور اگر میں آپ سے پوچھوں کہ ایک قوم کی مضبوطی کس چیز میں ہے، کیسے ایک قوم مضبوط بن سکتی ہے، مستحکم بن سکتی ہے، what will be your answer؟ آپ کا جواب کیا ہوگا؟ Some of you may say technology, some may answer as wealth, water resources, military power, etc. But in all answers, we have neglected someone. کچھ ایسی چیز ہم بھول ہی گئے، شاید ہم نے نظر انداز کیا، جو اصل مقصد ہے شاعر کے سمجھانے کا اصل مقصد جو ہے. We have neglected someone who serves the nation with his blood. This is what poet wants to make us understand in real sense. A nation's strength is not military power, nor technology, nor wealth, nor resources, but the brave and courageous people who make sacrifices for their nation. جو قربانیاں دیتے ہیں اپنی قوم کے لیے، ان سے ہی ایک قوم مستحکم اور مضبوط ہو سکتی ہے. In this poem, the poet tells us about the secret of nation's strength and greatness. The poet says, the wealth of a nation can make it neither strong nor great. It is the people who really matter. It can become great and strong by the countless sacrifices of its people, who suffer long for the sake of truth, honor, and greatness. Any nation which has ever tried to achieve greatness through battle witnessed degradation. History bears witness to the fact that the nations who tried to cover themselves with glory through sword were not for long in the possession of the same. And pride comes before a fall had been proved well in the nations who were blind with pride. The poet says that real strength of a nation lies in the men of character. These men uphold the cause of honor and truth. They remain united and face hardships. Such men are brave, truthful, and steadfast. They do not care about their personal loss, as they sacrifice their personal interest in the larger interest of their nation. They bear every trial with courage while others run away. They remain steadfast. They build their nation on the sure foundation of virtue and take it to the highest point of greatness. So let me read first 3 stanzas of this poem. What makes a nation's pillars high and its foundations strong? What makes it mighty to defy the foes that round it throng? It is not gold, its kingdom's grand, go down in battle shock. Its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. Is it the sword, asked the red dust of empires passed away? The blood has turned their stones to rust, their glory to decay. In the first stanza, the poet wants to make us understand what is that thing which makes a nation strong. कौन सी चीज है जो एक कौम को मुस्तहकम बना सकती है, जो इसकी बुनियादें मजबूत बना सकती है, जो इसको मुकाबला करने के लिए तैयार कर सकते हैं, जो इसके इर्द गिर्द मतलब इसके दुश्मन जो ताक लगाए बैठे होते हैं, भीड़ लगाकर खड़ा बैठे होते हैं इसके इर्द गिर्द. इज इट माइटी टू डिफाई? क्या ये इसकी ताकत है जो इसका मुकाबला कर सके? क्या ये इसको अपनी ताकत से हरा सकते हैं? इट इज नॉट गोल्ड, इट्स किंगडम इज ग्रैंड. It is not gold, it is not wealth, it is not its kingdom, grand kingdom. Go down in battle shock, its shafts are laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. यानी ये इसकी बड़ी बड़ी सल्तनतें या ये इसकी दौलत, इसकी रिसोर्सेज नहीं है जो इसको इस अपने दुश्मनों के साथ मुकाबला करने के लिए खड़ा कर सकती है, जो इसको मुस्तहकम मजबूत बना सकती है. अगर हम ये कहें कि इट इज गोल्ड, इट इज वेल्थ, इट इज ग्रैंड किंगडम, तो शायद हम गलत हो सकते हैं, क्योंकि जो भी मतलब वसी सल्तनतें होती हैं, जो दौलत के बलबूते पे मतलब जो दौलत के बलबूते पर जिनको ये लगता है कि वो दौलत के बलबूते से अपने दुश्मन को हरा सकते हैं, तो उनकी ताकत उनकी मतलब बुनियादें ऐसी होती हैं जैसे वो दस्ती रेत में होती है, न कि एक पायदार. जैसे वो उसके पिलर्स, they are like in sinking sand, laid on sinking sand, not on abiding rock. अगर हम ये कहें कि एक मकान की बुनियाद जो होती है वो आयरन पे होती हैं, ब्रिक्स पे होती हैं, लोहा मतलब वगैरह पे होती हैं, सीमेंट पे होती हैं, इसी तरह एक कौम की बुनियाद क्या वेल्थ पे है? क्या इसकी वसी सल्तनत पे है? नहीं, क्योंकि ऐसी कौम की मिसाल इस चीज के जैसी होगी जैसे किसी चीज की बुनियाद दस्ती रेत में है, रेत में हो, जो मामूली झटके से खिसक सकती हैं ये बुनियादें. इसकी बुनियादें एक मजबूत चट्टान पर जैसे नहीं होती है. Is it the sword, asked the red dust of empires passed away? The blood has turned their stones to rust, their glory to decay. In the third stanza, the poet tells, the blood which was shed for the kingdoms had turned stones to rust, and their glory to decay. Hence, power is also not something that makes a nation great and strong. It is only the brave and courageous men of character, who make their nation strong, who make their nation strong with their sacrifices, personal sacrifices, countless sacrifices. With this, we conclude today's offline class. और मैं ये दुआ करूँगी कि हमें ऑफलाइन ऑनलाइन क्लासेस देने के बजाय स्कूल्स में ही क्लासेस देनी पड़ें.